You go to bed with normal blood sugar, but when you wake up, it's suddenly 180 or even 200. Most people blame what they ate the night before. Wrong. Your body is releasing glucose before you wake up, even if you didn't eat anything. It's called the dawn phenomenon. Between 3 and 8 a.m., hormones like cortisol signal your liver to dump glucose into your bloodstream to prepare you for the day. Here's what to do. Start with a protein-first breakfast within 90 minutes of waking: eggs, Greek yogurt, or a handful of nuts. This tells your body to stop releasing stored glucose and start using what you just ate instead. Action number 2. Take a short walk after dinner, even 10 minutes. Light activity in the evening helps your muscles pull glucose out of your bloodstream overnight. That means less glucose sitting around for your liver to deal with in the early morning. You don't need to go to the gym, just move a little before bed. If this is already making sense, go ahead and hit the like button and tell me where you're from. It helps more people over 60 find practical advice like this. So, what exactly is the dawn phenomenon? Let me explain it simply. Your body runs on a 24-hour internal clock called your circadian rhythm. This clock controls when you feel awake, when you feel tired, and when certain hormones get released. Around 3 a.m., your brain starts preparing you to wake up. It's getting ready for the day ahead. It does this by releasing a group of hormones. The main ones are cortisol, growth hormone, and glucagon. Cortisol is often called the stress hormone, but it's also your wake-up hormone. It peaks in the early morning to help you feel alert when you open your eyes. Growth hormone helps repair your tissues overnight, but it also signals your liver to release glucose for energy. Glucagon is the opposite of insulin. While insulin lowers blood sugar, glucagon raises it by telling your liver to release stored glucose. All three of these hormones work together to do one thing: tell your liver to release glucose into your bloodstream. Your liver stores glucose in a form called glycogen. Think of it like a backup fuel tank. When these hormones arrive, your liver breaks down glycogen and releases glucose. This gives your body energy to wake up and start moving. In someone without diabetes, this process is perfectly balanced. As glucose rises, the pancreas releases insulin. Insulin acts like a key that unlocks your cells, so glucose can get inside and be used for energy. The result? Blood sugar stays stable even though glucose is being released. But in someone with type 2 diabetes, that balance is broken. So why does this happen more with diabetes? 3 reasons. First, insulin resistance. Your cells don't respond well to insulin anymore. It's like the lock on the door is jammed. Insulin is knocking, trying to let glucose in, but the cells won't open. So the glucose stays in your bloodstream. It has nowhere to go. Here's a real-world example. Let's say your liver releases 20 grams of glucose between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. In someone without diabetes, insulin moves that glucose into cells within an hour or 2. But if you have insulin resistance, that same 20 grams might still be sitting in your bloodstream when you wake up. That's why your fasting blood sugar is high. Second, reduced insulin production. Over time, the beta cells in your pancreas get tired. These are the cells that make insulin. When you've had high blood sugar for months or years, your beta cells work overtime trying to keep up. Eventually, they start to wear out. They produce less insulin, especially in the early morning when you need it most. So even if your liver is releasing a normal amount of glucose, there's not enough insulin to manage it. This is why some people with type 2 diabetes eventually need medication or insulin. It's not because they did something wrong. It's because their pancreas needs help. Third, your liver overproduces glucose. In people with diabetes, the liver doesn't always get the signal to stop releasing glucose. It's like a faucet that's stuck open. Your liver might release 30 or 40 grams of glucose overnight instead of the usual 20. That extra glucose has to go somewhere, and it ends up raising your blood sugar. All 3 of these factors, insulin resistance, reduced insulin production, and liver overproduction, work together to create that morning spike. It's not one thing, it's a combination. And that's why managing morning blood sugar takes more than just one strategy. You need to address all three. Action number 3. Avoid eating carb-heavy snacks late at night. If you eat crackers, cookies, or cereal right before bed, your blood sugar stays elevated longer. That gives your liver even more glucose to manage overnight. Instead, if you need a snack, choose something with protein or fat, a small piece of cheese, a few almonds, a boiled egg. These won't spike your blood sugar, and they won't interfere with your body's overnight glucose regulation. Think of it this way. If your blood sugar is already high at bedtime, your body never gets a chance to reset before the morning hormone surge kicks in. But if your blood sugar is stable at bedtime, your body has a much easier time managing the dawn phenomenon. Drop a comment and let me know. Does the dawn phenomenon affect you, or do you think it might be the Somogyi effect? I'll explain the difference in just a minute. Let's talk about what makes morning blood sugar spikes worse. Stress. When you're stressed, your body releases more cortisol throughout the day and at night. That means even more glucose gets dumped into your bloodstream in the morning. Chronic stress also makes insulin resistance worse. Your cells become even less responsive to insulin when stress hormones are constantly elevated. What to do instead? Find small ways to reduce stress before bed. Deep breathing for 2 minutes. A warm shower. Turning off the news an hour before sleep. You don't have to eliminate all stress, just reduce it a little. Poor sleep. If you're not sleeping well, your hormones get out of balance. Studies show that even one night of poor sleep can increase cortisol and reduce insulin sensitivity the next day. If you're waking up multiple times a night or only sleeping 5 or 6 hours, your body produces more cortisol and less insulin. That's a bad combination for blood sugar control. What to do instead? Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Keep your bedroom cool and dark. Avoid screens for an hour before bed. Better sleep won't fix the dawn phenomenon completely, but it will make it less severe. Inactivity. If you're sitting most of the day and not moving in the evening, your muscles aren't pulling glucose out of your blood. Your muscles are like sponges. When you move, they soak up glucose and use it for energy. But if you don't move, they stay full. That leaves more work for your liver overnight. What to do instead? Move after dinner. Even a 10-minute walk helps. Gentle stretching, light housework, anything that gets your muscles working. This is one of the simplest and most effective ways to lower morning blood sugar. High-carb dinners, pasta, bread, rice, potatoes. If your dinner is mostly carbs, your blood sugar stays elevated well into the night. Let's say you eat spaghetti at 6 p.m. Your blood sugar might still be elevated at 10 p.m. or even midnight. Your body never gets a chance to reset before the morning hormone surge kicks in at 3 a.m. What to do instead? Build your dinner around protein and vegetables. Add a small portion of carbs if you want, but don't make them the main event. Grilled chicken with roasted vegetables, salmon with a side salad, stir-fried tofu with broccoli. These meals keep your blood sugar stable overnight and give your body a fighting chance in the morning. So if your morning numbers are high, look at these 4 areas first: stress, sleep, activity, and dinner composition. Small changes in these areas can make a big difference. Now let me explain the difference between the dawn phenomenon and the Somogyi effect. They both cause high morning blood sugar, but for completely different reasons. The dawn phenomenon is what we've been talking about. It's caused by a normal hormone surge between 3 and 8 a.m. Your liver releases glucose to prepare you to wake up. In people with diabetes, insulin doesn't control it well, so blood sugar climbs. This happens even if your blood sugar was normal when you went to bed. The Somogyi effect is different. It's named after the doctor who discovered it. It happens when your blood sugar drops too low overnight, usually because of too much insulin or diabetes medication. Your body panics. It thinks you're in danger, so it releases stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, glucagon to bring your blood sugar back up quickly. But it overcompensates. It releases too much glucose, so by morning your blood sugar is high, even though it was actually low a few hours earlier. This is called a rebound effect. Your body rebounds from a low to a high. Here's how to tell the difference. If your blood sugar is stable when you go to bed and high when you wake up, that's probably the dawn phenomenon. Your body is just releasing glucose as part of its normal wake-up process. If your blood sugar is normal at bedtime, but you wake up feeling shaky, sweaty, or with a headache, and your blood sugar is high, that might be the somogai effect. Those symptoms suggest your blood sugar dropped too low overnight and your body had to rescue itself. The easiest way to know for sure? Check your blood sugar at 3 a.m. for a few nights. If it's low at 3 a.m. and high at 7 a.m., that's somogi. Your body rebounded from a nighttime low. If it's normal or rising steadily from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., that's dawn phenomenon. Your body is just releasing glucose as part of its circadian rhythm. Why does this matter? Because the treatment is different. If you have the dawn phenomenon, you might need medication that controls morning glucose release, or you might adjust your dinner and evening activity. If you have the somogi effect, you might need less medication at night, not more. Or you might need a small bedtime snack to prevent the overnight low. Talk to your doctor if you're not sure. They may need to adjust your medication timing or dosage. Never change your medication on your own. Always work with your healthcare team. So, how do you track your pattern? Step 1. Check your fasting blood sugar every morning for a week. Write it down. Use a notebook or your phone. Record the date, the time, and the number. This gives you a baseline. You'll start to see if your morning numbers are consistently high or if they vary. Step 2. If your fasting numbers are consistently high, set an alarm and check your blood sugar at 3 a.m. for 2 or 3 nights. I know, waking up at 3 a.m. is not fun. But this is the only way to know for sure what's happening overnight. Keep your glucose meter on your nightstand. Check your blood sugar, write down the number, and go back to sleep. Do this for at least 2 nights, ideally 3. You're looking for a pattern, not just one data point. Step 3. Look for trends. Is your blood sugar rising steadily overnight? That's dawn phenomenon. Is it dropping and then rebounding? That's somogi effect. Is it stable all night and only rising in the last hour or 2 before you wake up? That's also dawn phenomenon, just a shorter window. Here's an example. Let's say you go to bed at 10 p.m. with a blood sugar of 120. At 3 a.m., it's 110. At 7 a.m., it's 180. That's a classic dawn phenomenon pattern. Your blood sugar was stable overnight and then rose sharply in the early morning. Now let's say you go to bed at 10 p.m. with a blood sugar of 120. At 3 a.m., it's 65. At 7 a.m., it's 190. That's somogi effect. Your blood sugar dropped too low overnight and your body overcompensated. This gives you and your doctor real data to work with. Don't guess. Track it. If you want to know exactly what to eat for breakfast to keep your blood sugar stable all morning, I break down the 4 best foods in the next video. Link is in the description. Here's what we covered today. Morning blood sugar spikes often start before you wake up. They're driven by hormone changes overnight, not necessarily by what you ate the night before. Action 1. Eat a protein-first breakfast within 90 minutes of waking. Action 2. Take a short walk after dinner. Action 3. Avoid carb-heavy snacks late at night. And if your morning numbers are still high, check your blood sugar at 3 a.m. to see if it's the dawn phenomenon or the somogi effect. You're not doing anything wrong. This is just how your body works. And now that you understand it, you can manage it. Keep tracking your numbers. Keep making small adjustments. And talk to your healthcare team if you need help. You've got this. That video on the 4 best breakfast foods for diabetics is up next. It's the perfect follow-up to what we just covered. I'll see you there.